What did cavemen actually do all day? No dragging women by hair, no clubbing mammoths. The truth about Paleolithic life is far more shocking and sophisticated than you think. Section 1. How are the cavemen? When we say cavemen, we're talking about humans whole-lived during the Paleolithic period, from 2.6 million years ago to about 12,000 years ago. That's over 99% of human history. Before agriculture, before cities, before written language. This wasn't a static era. Massive innovations in technology, social organization, and artistic expression happened throughout the Paleolithic. Early Homo habilis living in Africa 2 million years ago had a profoundly different daily experience than Cro-Magnon painting caves in France 20,000 years ago. Climate determined everything. During ice ages, when glaciers covered northern Europe and Asia, survival demanded different strategies than in warmer periods. Groups near coasts developed fishing technologies. Those in forests hunted different prey than those in grasslands. What united all Paleolithic peoples? Their lifestyle as hunter-gatherers, acquiring food through hunting animals and gathering wild plants. Section 2. The daily rhythm. The Paleolithic day began with sunrise. Unlike our artificial lighting and rigid schedules, early humans followed natural rhythms of light and dark. Morning started with rekindling the previous night's fire. Archaeological evidence from Terra Amata in France, dated to 380,000 years ago, shows carefully maintained hearths, critical for warmth, light, protection from predators, and cooking. Starting fire from scratch was challenging. Most groups maintained embers, or slow-burning materials overnight. Mornings were devoted to essential tasks. The band assessed immediate needs. Was food running low? Did tools need repair? Were there signs of game nearby? Water collection was daily necessity, typically from streams or springs, carried in containers made from animal bladders, woven baskets, or eventually pottery. The day's main activities varied by season, but food acquisition dominated. Adult males often focused on hunting larger game. Women typically gathered plant foods and hunted smaller animals. But this division wasn't rigid. Archaeological evidence suggests considerable flexibility. As daylight waned, the community gathered around the fire. Evening likely included storytelling, planning, and social bonding. Section 3. The hunt obtaining food was the primary occupation. Hunting large animals required considerable skill and coordination. Early humans likely began as opportunistic scavengers. But by 500,000 years ago at Boxgrove in England, we see evidence of organized hunting. A horse shoulder blade from this site bears a clear spear wound, demonstrating direct hunting, not scavenging. Early Paleolithic hunters used simple hand axes and wooden spears. By 400,000 years ago, humans at Schöningen in Germany were crafting sophisticated wooden spears, perfectly balanced for throwing. The introduction of spear throwers around 30,000 years ago dramatically increased range and power. Bow and arrow technology appeared in some regions by 20,000 years ago, but hunting wasn't always successful, making plant gathering the more reliable food source. Section 4. Gathering and diet. Archaeological evidence shows Paleolithic people consumed a wide variety of plant foods, tubers, fruits, nuts, seeds, and leafy greens. Studies of dental calculus from Paleolithic teeth revealed traces of numerous plant species, including medicinal plants. Plant gathering required extensive knowledge, growth cycles, habitats, processing techniques. This knowledge passed down through generations, creating sophisticated ecological understanding. Seasonal variation dictated everything. Spring focused on gathering eggs and fresh greens. Summer on berries and hunting young animals. Autumn on nuts and preparing for winter. Winter relied on stored foods and hunting. Food storage was limited but crucial. Some groups dried meat to create early jerky. Underground storage pits preserved certain foods. In colder regions, freezing provided natural preservation. The Paleolithic diet was remarkably diverse. much more so than early agricultural diets. Analysis of bones shows generally good nutrition with fewer deficiencies than their agricultural descendants. One crucial innovation: cooking. Control of fire for cooking dates to at least 400,000 years ago, possibly much earlier. Cooking made foods more digestible, releasing more calories and neutralizing natural toxins. Section 5. Tool-making Paleolithic humans spent considerable time manufacturing and maintaining tools. This wasn't occasional, it was constant. Stone tools dulled with use and required regular resharpening or replacement. The evolution reveals increasing sophistication. The earliest Oldowan tools were simple stone cobbles with flakes removed. By 1.76 million years ago, Acheulean hand axes demonstrate careful bifacial flaking and symmetrical design. The Upper Paleolithic, beginning around 50,000 to 40,000 years ago, saw an explosion of specialized tools: burins for engraving, scrapers for hide preparation, awls for puncturing, projectile points for hunting. Tool materials extended beyond stone. Wood was most common, though it rarely preserves. Remarkable exceptions include wooden spears from Schöningen and a yew spear tip from Clacton-on-Sea. Bone, antler, and ivory became increasingly important. These could be carved into fish hooks, needles, harpoons, and decorative items. Containers were essential technology. Early humans likely used natural containers like gourds or animal bladders. By the Upper Paleolithic, evidence suggests woven baskets and sewn hide bags. The earliest pottery appears around 20,000 years ago in China. Clothing technology evolved with climate. Stone scrapers removed fat and tissue from hides. Bone needles allowed sewing. Section 6. Where they lived. Despite the stereotype, caves were just one housing option among many. Natural shelters like caves and rock overhangs were used when available, especially in harsh weather. Famous sites like Lascaux preserve evidence of extensive occupation. But caves suitable for habitation were relatively rare and often used seasonally rather than year-round. The archaeological record reveals various constructed shelters. At Terra Amata, archaeologists found traces of oval huts 8 to 15 meters long, supported by wooden posts. At Mezhirik in Ukraine 15,000 years ago, mammoth bones were arranged in circular patterns to create dwelling foundations, likely covered with hides. Inside these shelters, space was organized. Hearths formed the central focus, with sleeping areas, tool-making spaces, and food processing zones arranged around them. Home maintenance required ongoing work. Fire needed constant attention. Shelters required repair. Living areas needed periodic cleaning. At some sites, archaeologists identified distinct dumping areas where refuse was deposited away from living spaces. Section 7. Social life and culture. Contrary to primitive portrayals, Paleolithic social life was rich and complex. The basic unit was the band, typically 20 to 30 individuals consisting of several related families. These bands weren't isolated. Archaeological evidence shows regular interaction between groups. Exotic materials found far from their sources indicate trade networks spanning hundreds of miles. Sharing food was fundamental, creating reciprocal obligations. Evidence from Dolny Vestonets 29,000 years ago shows large hearths capable of cooking for substantial gatherings, suggesting communal feasting. Art played a crucial role. The earliest definitively human art includes ochre processing at Blombos Cave in South Africa, almost 100,000 years ago. By the Upper Paleolithic, we see spectacular cave paintings, portable figurines, and musical instruments. Bone flutes dating to 43,000 years ago have been found in Germany. Careful reconstruction shows they produced notes in recognizable scales. Evidence for medicine comes from plant residues with medicinal properties found in dental calculus. Some shamanic practices may be reflected in therianthropic images, human-animal hybrids in cave art, possibly depicting transformed states of consciousness. Section 8. What we can learn. The Paleolithic lifestyle represents the longest and most successful human adaptation, sustaining our species through dramatic climate changes and enabling global colonization. First, Paleolithic humans were remarkably skilled environmental managers. They actively shaped landscapes through selective hunting, plant management, and controlled burning. Archaeological evidence from Australia shows Aboriginal fire management dating back 65,000 years. Second, Paleolithic lifeways demanded extraordinary knowledge breadth. Each individual needed working understanding of hundreds of plant and animal species, geological resources, weather patterns, tool manufacture, and social dynamics. This generalist knowledge contrasts sharply with modern specialization. Third, their technologies were sophisticated adaptations. While simple in appearance, Paleolithic tools represented elegant solutions developed through generations of refinement. Perhaps most significantly, the Paleolithic period saw the emergence of symbolic expression, abstract thinking, and cultural complexity that defines humanity. Section 9. The truth about cavemen. So what did cavemen do all day? They engaged in complex balance of immediate needs and long-term planning. They manufactured and maintained essential technologies. They acquired, processed, and shared food. They created and repaired shelters. They taught their children practical and cultural knowledge. They developed art, music, and symbolic systems. They maintained social bonds within and between groups. They adapted to environmental challenges through innovation and mobility. The Paleolithic wasn't a primitive prelude to civilization. It was a highly successful and sustainable adaptation. For over 99% of human history, this lifestyle maintained population balance with resources and supported rich cultural traditions. Section 10. The payoff. When we look at the archaeological record with fresh eyes, we see not primitive ancestors, but innovative humans facing environmental challenges with creativity and resilience. Their solutions, from sophisticated hunting technologies to symbolic art, laid foundations for all subsequent human achievements. The next time you imagine a caveman, don't picture a fur-clad brute. Picture a skilled technologist, a knowledgeable botanist, an innovative artist, and a cooperative community member, all rolled into one remarkably adaptable human. Call to action. Which Paleolithic achievement shocked you most? The 400,000-year-old wooden spears? The musical instruments? The sophisticated medicine? Drop your thoughts in the comments and subscribe for more hidden history revealed.